Okay, so what the hell did I just watch? Like for real, like this film was insane. Nonetheless, folks, let's jump into the review of the new film DASHCAM. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the film DASHCAM, which is part of the Midnight Madness category this year, Toronto International Film Festival, TIFF 2021. And yeah, this film is absolutely insane. It is brought to you by the director, Rob Savage, who brought you that film Host, which was really good at some point in the beginning of the pandemic. I actually don't even remember when the pandemic started. It's been so long. But that film that's on Shudder, that was fantastic. And it really was successful, and a lot of people talked about it. But yeah, he's back now with DASHCAM, which DASHCAM is a crazy film. There's so much that happens in this film, and I just got to break it all down. So let's get into it. First thing first, Annie Hardy. Whether you like her, whether you dislike her, she's your lead here, and she plays herself, just in a little more exaggerated version of herself. And sure, she's very controversial. She says a lot of things, especially on Twitter, that people may not agree with. And you see that, her as a person, as the character, just exaggerated beyond that. And I get it. Not really a fan of hers. But I do get that as the character is an exaggerated version of her, you have to kind of go back to the root of who she is. And, she has definitely battled some really dark and difficult, challenges in life, whether it's trauma and addiction. And as a person who thrives on empathy, I can ration with that. But I do understand for the character reasons, like, she's an unlikable character. That's without question. You find that out very early within this film. But, I'm just saying that I think this was a huge hurdle here upon, like, doing a film that's circled around a character who's, unlikable. But the film is just so off the chain that you kind of get past that. And you just kind of like, you know what? I'm just here for the film. And I think that's something to kind of keep in mind here is that, like, you may not agree with the character views. I mean, the character is a pro-Trump supporter, MAGA, wearing all of that. She doesn't believe in masks. I mean, she's in the film. She's over LA and the restrictions of the pandemic. So she goes to meet a former band member in London, where she decides to set up shop. And because of her personality, because of her views, that doesn't quite settle well, especially within her band member's household. And that just sends her out into society where she just goes off the chain. The other thing is that she lives her life online. She has a live streaming show called Bandcar, which is basically, as she likes to call it, the #1 live improvised music show broadcast from a moving vehicle. Okay, cool. I guess she freestyles off of just random topics that her fans throw at her. The freestyling is just absolutely garbage. Not even going to even give that any credit. But it is what it is. And while that's the case, it also explores like live streamers and just how crazy they are. Like the demand that always have to be online and that self-assertion and whatnot. Like, I get it. I get it. So, and I will say too, there's also a freestyle at the end of the film that's, she drops for a while, and it is what it is, but also not good. not the bars are not there. But I've also been kind of a fan of cell phones or phone footage styling of filming. Whether it's Host, which I thought was fantastic. I'm kind of growing to this. So this film is shot that way on the cell phone the entire time. And it's cool. It's cool. And I think it's a really popular subgenre that's only growing. So, if you had success with Host, then why not double down on it, And I'm cool with that. And again, this film starts off super raunchy because beyond just the interactions with her and the other people, you know, that does not agree with her views, and you know, the whole, you know, you're wearing a mask, you're not wearing a mask, and the beliefs beyond that, and again, pro-Trump stuff and all that other stuff. The character comes off also like kind of like a pothead a little bit as well too, and some of the stuff is kind of ignorant, but like again, you kind of really have to sympathize with like the person to kind of understand why certain responses to situations are the way they are. And I get it. It just takes a little bit more research or review to kind of understand why the character is kind of, you know, navigating the way she is. And she has 9 lives, so I'm just going to also throw that out there. But beyond that, because after you get over all the politics stuff that's happening in the film, at some point the film just turns completely creepy. And it goes full-blown paranormal activity. Like, full-blown. She picks up this elder black lady, right? And things just get weird from beyond that. This chick is basically Toby from Paranormal Activity. Toby is the name of the entity that's in the house in all of the movies. She's basically Toby. And I gotta be honest, I said, oh my God, like at least 15 times from all the different things that started happening. Just like Paranormal Activity, where you just don't know. Supernatural stuff are happening, but like things are really gross at times. Like every fluid humanly possible is being shown in this film. So, and like the further and further the film progresses, like the worse and worse situations got. Like it just kept getting bad. And also because things are live streaming, you also gotta look at the chat. The chat is giving funny commentary about things that are happening too. So like that's another little element to kind of balance out things, because things are extremely gross, but then the chat's kind of like humorous. So like it gives a kind of little baseline here. But yeah, the close-up facial shots were super intense. Like definitely was making me jump more than I ever thought I would. And thus the film thrives on a lot of jump scares. That's just, you know, whatever. And for this to be a horror film, it's like an action film, because there was just so many things happening, one thing after the next. It's the next thing. Like, you know, action film, it's like sequence after sequence. It was like, in horror, it was like this after this after this after this, and just, you know. And I gotta say, like, the conclusion, I was hoping for it to go another way, but I guess this is okay. I'm not gonna go like overly satisfying, but like I wish it had went the way I wanted it to go, but I'll just leave it at that. So, you know, I think this film's gonna do real good. It's gonna be controversial, but hey, that gets people talking. And I think it's a film where you will root against the main character, and or maybe you won't. Who knows? But either way, you're engaged, and it works to the success of it. And it's a Blumhouse film, shall I add? And is by all means, you know, Jason Blum, whenever his name or his, you know, his company is attached to something, the gore is there. As I said, every humanly possible fluid is shown in this film, so be ready for that. But as I said, DASHCAM I think is going to do good. It definitely will get a lot of attention, and I think you should check it out. So totally, when you do, jump in the comments, folks, to let me know your thoughts about it. And then as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.